All right, so I am gonna focus on abs today. So I have a bad foot, so I can mostly it's gonna be mostly focused on like on the floor, like on our backs, but there is gonna be a few things that I can't do, but I'll let you know and I'll give you instructions anyways. And it's all gonna be timed 45 seconds each. So we're going to be doing a few planks. I find that like you can cheat a plank, but hopefully none of us will. But I find that planks are one of the best ways to get our abs working. So the first thing we're going to do is go into our first plank. So you can either do it on your elbows or on your hands, like I will. I'll scooch my screen a little bit closer, and I'll tell you when I'm starting the timer. So 3, 2, and 1. So think about holding your seat muscles and keeping your bellies engaged. I find sometimes rocking forward and backward also helps my belly feel a little bit more engaged too, if you want to do that. Good, and 15 more seconds. And good. Okay, the next one that we're gonna do is mountain climbers. So I can't do this one, but if I were to be on both feet, I'm gonna bring one arm into my opposite elbow, and I'm gonna switch feet and switch. Okay, so I can't do it, but you're gonna switch your knees as fast as you can and bring them as high up into your elbow as you can. Okay, so I'll start the timer for you in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Try not to lift your bums too. I know that it's an easy one to forget. And really focus on crossing. Awesome. 20 seconds left. Really nice. 10 seconds. And 5. And rest. Good job. Okay, so the next one is going to be plank shoulder touches. So I'm going to do them on my hands. I can only do it with one foot, but I'll show you. So I'm going to be up in my plank and I'm going to touch my shoulder and switch. Now the whole purpose of this for me, since I'm on one foot, is a bit tricky, but you want to try to keep your body square when you're going. Okay, and we're going to do 45 seconds of that one. And 3, 2, and 1, off we go. Good, in 25 seconds. Keep going for 5. And good. All right, so the next one, we're gonna go back into our plank. So there's gonna be lots of planks here today, but that's gonna be our next one. So I'm gonna go back onto my elbows. If you find that you wanna come up on your hands, you can do that as well. And if you wanna make your own variation, feel free to go ahead. So back to our plank for another 45 seconds. And off we go. Halfway there. Good in 10. And rest. Awesome. So we're now going to flip onto our backs. So the first one we're going to do is crunches. So I do these with my legs off the ground, but if you want to keep your legs on the ground, you can. Some people prefer with their feet stirrup and they crunch up to their toes. You can do that too. I usually just go like 90 degrees and I just try to crunch like that. But you can do whatever variation you'd like. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good in 20 seconds. Good, and rest. Okay, the next one is called heel touches. So if I'm lying on my back again, my feet are parallel. I'm gonna reach to one foot and then I'm gonna switch and reach to the other. So I'm going side to side, reaching to my ankle or even my toes, and you'll feel it in your obliques. So here we go for 45 seconds. Hopefully you're feeling the burn, and off we go. Try to keep your shoulders off the ground the whole time and your belly engaged. And 15 seconds left. Good. Okay, so the next one is my favorite, bicycle crunches. So one thing that you want to think about here, some people bring their knee, so I always keep my leg off the ground. Some people bring their knee in a lot. I find, especially with my hips, I only try to go just past 90 degrees here. I find if not, it pinches in my hip. So if you have any hip problems, you might want to think about that as well. So we're just going to keep our shoulders nice and wide, and we're just going to switch for 45 seconds. And here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Same with this one. Try to keep your chest up and not let your shoulders, both of them, touch the ground at the same time. And rest. Okay, our next one is crunch with leg extension. So I'll demonstrate that one. So you can put your hands wherever you'd like, and you're gonna lift your bum up. So you're gonna bring your hips up, and then you're gonna drop your legs down as close to the ground without touching as you can. And then you're gonna crunch up with your hips, and then drop your feet down as close to the ground as you can. So this one, you'll really feel, especially the more you try to focus on lifting your bum up and then dropping your feet down just above the ground, you'll really feel a lot of the burn. Here we go, and try to be controlled as well, and that will help even more. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Good, and 20 seconds left. And 10. And rest. Okay, if you need a little drink, we're almost finished, but if you need a little drink, feel free to take one, because I know I feel the burn as well. Okay, so for the next one, we're gonna do beats with our legs. So if I'm lying on my back, I'm gonna lift my feet up and I'm gonna beat, so crisscross my legs all the way down as far as I can, and then coming back up. Okay, so if you want to lower the challenge a little bit, you can keep your shoulders on the ground and just focus on your lower belly. If you want to try to work both, you can crunch up and then focus as well. You can also take your hands off the ground so that you're not relying on them, so you can pulse your hands as well. Here we go. We're almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Good, and 20 seconds to go. And 10. And rest. Okay, 2 more. Hopefully I'm not hurting you too much. So the next one is rope crunches. So if I'm gonna lift my legs up, I usually straighten them for this one, but I'm gonna reach and act like I'm pulling a rope. So I'm gonna reach and reach and reach and reach for 45 seconds and really try to reach as far as you can with that opposite hand and try to get as high up to the ground as you can and lift your shoulders up. So, and if you want to just keep your feet on the ground, you can. I'm gonna stretch mine up to the sky, but you can choose. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Good, 20 seconds left. Good, and 10. And rest. Good. The last one we're gonna do is another plank. So you're gonna come onto whatever plank you would like. If you're feeling like you can challenge yourself, you can go back in onto your elbows. You can pick anyone you want. If you're feeling like your belly's a little bit dead, you can just come onto your hands, and then we'll pass on to Olivia. Off we go in 3, 2, and 1. So if you try rocking forward and backwards, you'll feel your belly engage a lot more, especially when you go forwards. 20 seconds left. And 10. And rest. Awesome. So I hope you felt the burn in your bellies. And I think Olivia's going to do some nice stretches with us. So I'll turn it over to her.
So for the stretches, they're all going to be based around a door frame. So I'm going to give you guys a second if hopefully everyone has a door frame close enough to you. So let me adjust this. We're going to start with our wrists. So for the first one, you're just going to flex your wrist this way and put it onto your door frame. And you can play with the angle. So like the higher you are, you won't feel it. The lower you go, the more it stretches your wrist there. Good, and then take that same hand and flip it upside down and put your palm to the door again. With this one, it's the opposite. The higher you go, the more stretch you'll feel. Good, and now face your fingers forwards. Your hand is sideways. You can push there. And then put your fingers away from you, same thing. Good, give your wrist a few circles. Other direction. And then we'll switch sides. So first just do a classic way. The lower you go, the bigger stretch you'll feel. Good. And then flip it, and you can go as high as you can. And face your fingers away from the camera now. And push. And then flip. Nice, and then give that wrist a few circles. And switch directions. Very nice. Well, switch one view. I can see you guys at the top, but not big. That's okay. I'll just leave it. I usually do this on my iPad using the computer shift. So we're gonna do our shoulders next. So to do your shoulders first, let's reach up high and then just arch. Actually, first we'll just arch just your head through. And there you're gonna look up and sink your chest down. Good. Now you're gonna take one hand, and I'm holding on like behind my door frame here. And then I'm gonna turn my body around to face the other way. And if you want to feel a bigger stretch, you can try to reach that opposite hand around as well. And then look over the shoulder of your opposite hand, and you'll feel it more. Good, we're gonna switch sides. Take your opposite hand onto the door frame, and then twist around. Good, and if you want, you can reach that other hand around. And then lift your head over this shoulder. Nice, take them down, relax. Do a few shoulder rolls backwards and forwards. Good, okay, I'm gonna change my angle. We're gonna do our calves next. So you're gonna take one foot and flex it back and then put it up against the door frame. Like so. And then my other foot is kind of just in the middle of the door here. I'm gonna bend that knee and then try to stand up to feel the stretch in my calf. Good, and let's switch sides. Take that other foot, flex it back. And the foot that's in the middle bends to get your knees kind of touching and then kind of straightens back up. Okay, good. Now while we're here, we're gonna go into our pike stretch. So when I usually stretch my pike, as you all know by now, my hamstrings are not very flexible. I reach forward and my hips hinge backwards. So by doing it in the door frame, we're gonna make it so our hips can't hinge back. They have to stay in line because I'm gonna put my feet back here and my hips are in line so they can't go any further back. So stand very back and then lean forward here. You can walk yourself down. Your hands on the ground. And if you can walk your feet out a little bit here. Good, and walk it back up. Very nice. Now, similarly, you can do the same thing, but this time when I go forward, I'm gonna try to hold on to my door frame. So I keep my hands, instead of going on the ground, they keep behind my legs here. Nice, and come on up. Okay, now we're going to stretch our backs. So the first one, you can kind of sit like you're in a seated position here. And then you're going to stick your bum out and arch your back up to reach behind you. Nice. Now you're going to stand up. And this one really depends on your back flexibility. You're going to go back almost like you're going into a bridge and hold on to the opposite door frame. If you have a really flexible back, you can keep walking down as far as you'd like. My back is not very flexible, so I will not walk down very far. You can just stand here, reach back, and either hold it here or keep going. But no matter how far you go, try to keep your arms straight here. And come on up. Nice. You're back to twist side to side. Done. All right, so next one, we're gonna go into our lunge. So start with your least favorite leg. You're gonna bring that foot up in front of you. Good, and then I hold on either side of my foot and just sink into it. Nice. And now try to bend your arms to pull them in closer. Down. Nice. And take that leg down, shake it out. And we're gonna switch legs. Bring good leg up into a lunge. Hold straight, arms on either side to start, and sink down. Nice. And now you can bend your arms in closer. And take that leg down, shake it out. Good. Okay, now that our legs are fairly warm, we're gonna go into a split. This, obviously everyone here is different heights, different split flexibility, and your door frames might even be different sizes. So just do what you can. My door frame split is also not very pretty because it's like your back is arched and you're split at the same time. But we're gonna just try our best. So take your good leg, or like your bad legs in front, good leg behind. You're gonna take it behind you, and then just slowly try to straighten it up into a split as far as you can. Nice. Good, push into it a little bit farther if you can. And slowly come on out. And we're gonna switch legs. Hopefully you saved your good leg for last. Take my bad leg behind me and just slowly straighten it up. Try to push a little deeper if you can. And come on out slowly. Shake them out if you need. Good, okay. So last thing we're gonna do is kind of like middle split, straddle, stretch. Again, everyone is obviously at different points with this, so just do whatever variation you feel comfortable with. We're almost done, but if you want to grab a sip of water really quick, you can. All right, last one. So we're gonna do both sides. I'm gonna lift my bad leg up first, and you're gonna kind of have super open hips, and then just try to turn yourself into that straddle. And you can kind of walk your bottom foot like in as close to that side as you'd like that, or you can walk it away. The opposite side, whatever you feel comfortable with. You can kind of play around with your arms on either side to see how you want to feel the stretch. It's just good to me. We're going to come out slowly. Shake that leg out and switch sides. So lift your other leg up if you can. Turn your hips to open them. And then just play with your arms. Whatever feels good. Nice, and come on out slowly. Shake it all out. Shake your wrists out again. And shake your feet out. And twist side to side. And you are good. So I will hand it back to Anna.
I'm sure Eric might have one little thing to say.
Megan,
Yes.
so an Englishman, a Frenchman, a Spaniard, and a German walk into a bar.
Okay.
There's a man setting up on stage for a performance later. And he
Right.
asks, "Hey, can you see me all right from the bar?"
Okay.
They reply, "Yes, we see ya."
Oh no. That's awesome. I see what you did there. That's awesome.
Olivia,
Yes.
I've been wondering, will glass coffins become popular? Remains to be seen.
Well, thank you again, Eric, for ending our iFLY week.